exponents. Okay, so your foldable for the laws of exponents should be glued on page 5 in your notebook. So it's going to be glued along the crease here, okay, with the flaps. You can take them and flip them over, okay, and it's going to be on page 5 in your notebook, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to write laws of exponents on the top of my paper so I know this is my laws of exponents foldable, okay. Alright, so I'm going to be talking about the laws of exponents, okay? And the first law of exponents that we're going to be talking about is called product of powers, okay? So if you look in the inside, it says if you multiply powers with the same base, remember that's the big number, you just have the base the same and add the exponents together. So for example, 2 to the third times 2 to the second, okay? Well, how many 2's do you have here? You have 3 2's, okay? And you have 2 2's here. So all you have to do, if you have the same base, which is a 2, you just add the exponent together. So all I'm doing is adding the 3 and the 2, which is my exponents. Now I have 2 to the 5th, and then 2 to the 5th, if you solve 2 to the 5th, is going to be 32 in standard form. Okay? So for example, trying 4, so if I take a look at this right here, the inside flap, we have 4 to the 5th times 4 to the 3rd. Okay? And I'm going to zoom this in so you can see. Okay? So how many, so that means I really have 4, I have 5 4s. So if I rewrite that 5 times, okay? And then I'm going to write 4 3 more times. Okay, that's 5 times. Then I'm going to write it 3 more times. Okay, as you can see, how many 4's do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 4's. So I would write this as 4 to the 8th. And I'm not going to worry about solving it in standard form. All I'm going to do at this point is write an exponential form. Okay? 4 to the 8th. So I'm adding the exponent if the base is the same. Same with this one. Okay, I've got, how many j's do I have here? I've got 7 j's here, and how many j's do I have here? I've got 5, so all I have to do is say, same base as my j, I'm going to add my exponent. So I'm going to write the base, which is my j, and I have 7 j's over here, and I have 5 j's over here, so altogether, how many j's do I have? I have 12 j's. Okay, j to the 12. Okay? So that is the, again, that is going to be called the product of powers. Okay, so again, when you are multiplying the same base together, okay, you're adding the exponents. Okay? The next one we're going to be talking about is the quotient of powers. Remember that quotient means division, okay? And then product means multiplication. That's the answer to a multiplication. Product is the answer to a multiplication problem. Quotient is the answer to a division problem. Okay? So quotient of powers, and that says if you divide powers with the same base, just leave the base the same and then subtract the exponents. Okay? So for example, if I have 5 to the 5th power divided by 5 to the 3rd, they're written out. So on the top they have, how many 5's? They have 5 5's, and on the bottom they have 3 5's. So you would just subtract the exponent. So if you're dividing by the same base, you are subtracting the exponents. So all we have to do is rewrite the 5 and subtract. 5 minus 3 is 2, so rewrite that 5 to the second. And I can go ahead and write that in standard form. 5 times 5 is 25. Okay? So let's take a look at these. Okay, let's try them. So really I've got 8 to the 7th divided by 8 to the 3rd. Okay? So remember when I'm dividing by the same base, I've got 7 on top, 7 eighths on top, and then I have 3 eighths on the bottom. So I just rewrite the base. If I'm dividing by the same base, I'm just subtracting the exponent. So 7 minus 3 is 4. 8 to the 4th. Okay? Alright? Same thing here. This also means division. If it's written like a fraction, it's also division. So if I'm dividing the same base, my base is D, so I have 9 D's on top and 8 D's on the bottom. All I have to do is subtract. So that's going to be 9 minus 8, and you can rewrite it as D to the 1st, or just D. Okay? So that is quotient of powers. Okay? So that's quotient of powers. Okay? Next we're going to be talking to power to a power. So power to a power, okay, means if you raise a power to another power, just leave the base the same and multiply the exponents. Okay? So again, this is power to a power. Okay? So example, I have 3 raised to the 2nd power, and then it has a 4, okay, raised to the 4th power. Okay? So think about it. How many 3's am I rewriting? I'm rewriting right here. I'm rewriting 2 3's, but I'm going to rewrite it 4 more times. Okay? So all you have to do is, if it looks like this, all you have to do is multiply the 2 exponents together. So now you have 2, then you have the bases, which is 3, and you multiply the 2 times the 4, and that's going to be 3 to the 8. Okay? Or 2 times 4 is 8, so 3 to the 8th, which is going to be your exponential form. Okay? So to try here, okay, so remember, power raised to a power, okay, your base is 6, so you rewrite your base, and what am I going to do with the exponents? I'm going to multiply them, because you got a power raised to another power. So you just multiply 2 times 3. So what's 2 times 3? It's going to be 6. Okay? So really what this looks like is I'm rewriting 6 times 6 2 times. Okay, just like that. And then that tells me, this little one outside tells me how many times I'm going to write it like that. So I got 2 6's here, 2 6's here, 2 6's here. And all together I have 6 6's. Okay? And then right here, we write the base as k. I got k to the 5th raised to the 5th. So it's raised to a power raised to a power. So all you got to do is multiply the exponents. So 5 times 5 is going to be 25. So that's k to the 25th. Okay? So that's power of a power. Okay? Okay. The next thing we're going to talk power of a quotient. Okay? So here we go. Power to a quotient says if you raise a fraction to a power, raise each base to the power individually. So all you have to do is, if you have a fraction like 3/4 raised to the 3rd, you just raise the numerator to the 3rd and raise the denominator to the 3rd. So each one, top and bottom. So 3 times 3 times 3 is 27, that's standard form. And then 4 times 4 times 4 is 64, and I just simplified it. Okay? So over here, we're going to try, so basically, again, this is going to be powered to a quotient. Okay? So we have 2/5 raised to the second power or squared, all I got to do is say 2 to the second power, okay, raise the top part, and then raise 5 to the bottom, okay. If I wanted to go ahead and put this in standard form, all I have to say is 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4, okay, and then 5 times 5 is 25, okay. Same thing here. I have r over s to the 4th power. So basically, you're just doing r to the 4th over s to the 4th. That's all you're doing. And you're done. That's an s. Okay? So that one was power of a quotient. Move this over. Okay, that one was power of a quotient. Okay? Alright, the 0 power. Okay, you already learned anything to 0 power. This is the easiest one. Anything to 0 power is always going to be, always going to be 1. Okay, anything, even x, a variable, anything is 1. Okay, so over here, this is simple. 3 to the 0 power, 1. Okay, y to 0 power, and 1. Okay, so those are all your laws of exponents. Okay, those are all your laws of exponent. We just talked about 5 of them. Okay, product of powers, quotient of powers, power to a power, power of a quotient, and 0 power. So this is what I want you to do to practice on your own. Look at the example ones. I want you to try to complete the example one. See if you can do that using your laws. Make sense? Okay? So see if you can try that on your own. Okay? Look at your foldable to help you answer these. Okay? So we'll be talking about this tomorrow in class. Okay? So do your best to complete the practice. Use your foldable. And remember, you can review this video as many times as you want to. Okay? Alright.